The grey man does whatever a grey man can. Can he make a comic feed? Yes, he can. He just did. Watch now. A video from Grey Man. A video from Grey Man.
Grey Maniacs gather! Got another package of, another pile of comics to go through. So this is my old Detective Comics pile. This will be the oldest, most recent ones that I've got. Which aren't very recent. There's a Rebirth one here, 934, that I got randomly from somewhere, I'm not too sure. Here's Red Hood and the Outlaws number 26. I saw a lot of videos saying this was a good collectible cover at the time, and I saw it going for normal price in the shop, so I picked it up. Thought maybe, I don't know, it's probably worth nothing now. It's probably got the hype's probably gone down, but whatever, it's a nice enough cover, I suppose. But a random Wonder Woman from somewhere. I think this might have been an AOK. I got a feeling this might have been an AOK from somebody. Couple of Wonder Women. This first one I think was in German. That was in German, I think. Gratis comic, complete Wonder Woman story. From Panini Comics. Maybe it's Italian, I don't know. Right, 1022, another one that I don't know where it came from. I got it from somewhere. Perhaps an AOK. I'm not really buying these ones now, so it's got to be in it. Batman 89. Again an AOK. I think I might have got that from Simple Simon, I'm not sure. Right, and then this is my the last of the comics that that I've got on my shelves from Detective. So I've got a whole box of Detective, and these ones didn't fit in the box, so they stayed on my shelf basically. So what would happen when I used to collect my comics, buy my comics monthly, I'd once I finished reading them, they'd go on the shelves, and then when the shelf got full, I'd back them up into a box. So my comic shelves are basically all my more recent buys, but not very recent now. They're nearly 10 years old now. The buy, they just sit there on the shelf basically. I'm not planning to box them up. They're not doing any harm on the shelves. At least I don't think they are. I have heard it's not the best way to keep them, but oh well, what a pity, never mind, I believe is the phrase, because that's what they're staying. Try not to buy any more boxes if I can avoid it, but yeah. Right, 787. Ooh. 788. 789. Decent enough covers. Can't say I'm recognising any of the stories at all. That's the trouble. The covers that they are nowadays, or in these days, well, and nowadays, but even back then, 2004, so it's still quite a long while ago, but you can't look at it and remember a story from it, you know what I mean? You can look at that and it's like, okay, so Batman's gone on his bike and he's throwing a batarang. That could be any story. It doesn't, it's almost like, I mean, I'm guessing the covers aren't commissioned for the story. You know, they just say, like, do some Batman covers, and then they can go into any story whatsoever, onto the cover for any story whatsoever. There's no correlation between cover and story anymore. Can't get you out of my mind. Oh, sorry, out of my head. Sorry. So this is got to be a story about Mr. Freeze. Well, that's a pretty crappy picture, to be honest. I don't know. It's different. Right, Enter Tarantula. If I find a first appearance, I'm going to use it for this week's Cover Slingers. Got one more comic to go for this week's Cover Slingers. To be honest, I've been really lazy. I left it to the last minute to dig them out. Batman and Robin together again, and there's Mr. Zax there at the bottom, all naked and covered in scratch marks, tally marks. Right, this is the rather annoying War Games story. the whole thing of war games is Batman had like you know, he does all his planning and that. He's always planning stuff, and he's written out this great big scenario kind of thing of how to deal with the gangs or something like that, or what possibility of what could happen if so and so did this or whatever. And Stephanie Brown, who was being his Robin at that time, stopped being spoiler and become his Robin for a while. She decides to implement the plan, thinking it will score her brownie points with Batman. So she implements the plan so she can, but it didn't go to plan. Yeah, it was a complete balls up, to be honest. And she ends up apparently being killed, although she isn't killed. But she is tortured by Black Mask, and she pretends to be dead, so she can go off and find herself in Africa for a year or so, and have a baby. I think when she was there, I'm sure she had a baby when she was there. The Talons of Crime. And here is Mr. Freeze again. A better drawing of Mr. Freeze. More interesting cover. I suppose it's all relative. Maybe other people thought the other cover was more interesting. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, after all. Apart from me, everyone thinks I'm handsome. It's unanimous. In fact, every single comment I ever get, I could tell from the subtext of the comment that everyone thinks how gorgeous I am. Yeah, it's early. My brain's decided to be silly today. Excuse my brain. Excuse my brain. It's not what it used to be. Right, here is Scarface, the terror of Gotham. Although he's not much use without the ventriloquist, to be honest. Oopsie daisy. War Crimes, Part 1. I do believe that's Stephanie being rather dead. And then here's her father, the Clue Master. Is he trying to get his revenge on Batman for allowing his daughter to die, maybe? Or has Batman gone after him, thinking he might be responsible for his daughter's death? Not too sure, I don't remember, it was a long time ago. As I keep saying, I need to live forever so I can read all my comics again. Yeah, don't know what's going on with Batman there. I reckon that's a poison ivy plant construct. It looks a bit like Batman, I reckon. City of Crime. This guy looks like a... Is that a ventriloquist dummy? Is that a new version of Scarface? No, I don't think it is. It's a bit weird though. Oh, it could be a false facer, one of the Mask Society of Black Mask. He looked like it could have been a mask. Victims Part 1. Oh, there's that Mr. Zags. And there's Batman. Got the better of him. Possibly thinking, shall I stab him? Shall I stab him? But managing to stop himself. Don't stop yourself from stabbing him on our behalf, Batman. Feel free. Feel free to have a little stab. We know it's wrong for you to kill, but you know, if no one knows, you know, if you kill a serial killer in the forest and no one hears him die, is he really dead? Does it really matter? No. Alright, no, let's not go there. Right, it's some nice black and white covers. We've got to the 1 year later phase. 2006. Robertson on stories. Is that the same Robertson who did Starman? Was that Robinson Starman? I think it was. But anyway, some nice covers. Let's just concentrate on the nice covers. Because, as I mentioned, it's a new word I've mentioned. What? I can't say, I've got that one as well. It's a new word I invented. Mentioned. As I mentioned before, not spensioned. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Yeah, no, the cover's got no bearing necessarily on what's on the inside the story, inside the comic book. So it's just like, yeah, Batman's going to be inside. Yeah, we all know that. It's a Batman comic book. But it's like, there's no kind of hint of what's actually occurring in the comic on the cover anymore. That's just completely unnecessary. Right, this one, perhaps that's a hint of what's going to be on the inside because he's got poison ivy. Is she naked? Is she naked apart from some ivy in this one? She's looking a bit au naturel. She's a bit of a naturist, isn't she, I suppose? So, why not go out with letting it all hang out? Right, the Penguin. Up nose shot. Another up nose shot. Are they channeling Gil Kane on these ones? This is the return of Dr. Phosphorus. You see the fiery hand at Batman's throat. So at times like that, he's glad he's got asbestos uniform. Right, oopsie daisy. Joker's taking Robin for a ride. Just red, bit of red, and that's it. Black and white and a bit of red. It's Batman contemplating. You'll get bad posture sitting like that, Batman. Sit up straight or you do your back in. You've got to look after your back, otherwise crime fighting is going to be awkward. I don't know what's happening to Robin here. But, yeah, answers on a postcard, please. What's happening to Robin? Is it a fake Robin? Is it a clay face pretending to be Robin? Is it... No, let's not go into the fanfic possibilities. Nice black and white covers still. Still nice black and white covers. I should do black and white. We should make black and white for cover slingers one week. No one's done that. No one's chosen it yet. That's not a bad idea. Zatanna. Right, I see a bit of colour coming up in the future. Not just yet, but soon. Is Zatanna again. And Death with his scythe. Skeletons. Interesting. Absolute terror. Mandrake art. Is that a Mandrake cover? I don't think it's a Mandrake cover. It's possible. But he's kind of like... style is more... It's just something about his shadows. He's kind of like... You can tell Mandrake quite often. Yeah, just like... I don't know, he's one of the... Like I've said before with artists, you can tell, but you don't know how you can tell. That's what I always find. Like I look at it, I said, I don't think this covers a Mandrake, but the interior art is, and he's got. I love his work actually. Mandrake, one of my faves. Everything's really dark. He needs to get a horror title. He needs to be given a bleaking horror title to work on, a horror anthology or something like that, where he can let his awesome imagination run riot. Hello, it's like a Wolverine crossover. That's Ra's al Ghul apparently. Ra's al Ghul doing his Logan cosplay. Like facial hair play maybe. Oh yeah. And facing off with swords. Classic Batman Ra's al Ghul sword action. Right, and here we have the colour coming back in. mainly red for this one. After the resurrection. Has this Batman's been resurrected by the Lazarus Pit? It's possible. Maybe he's crazed after being resurrected by the Lazarus Pit. Right, and much more colour here. Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Right, Batman gallivanting in the snow. More riotous colour with, I believe, the new ventriloquist. Albert Wesker was the original one, I believe. I think it was Albert Wesker. I don't know what the new ventriloquist name was, but I didn't approve. I like the old ventriloquist. I'm conservative in my superhero fare. I like them to stay as they are, but you know they do change. The new characters replace. I hate when new characters replace old ones. I try and give them the time of day. I don't turn them down just for the sake of it. You know, I try and give them a chance. So mostly I enjoy them, but it's still like, oh, I wish the old one was still there. You know, it's just the way I am. I like to, you know, I don't like superheroes dying and getting replaced by other superheroes. I kind of like the old legacy stuff with JSA, JLA, kind of Infinity Inc., so forth. You know, I like the fact that they, you know, if a character dies of old age or retires, they have a replacement. I mean, that's cool. But killing off superheroes and yeah. Anyway, right. Talking of killing off superheroes, is Batman R.I.P. It's the only one that's got my bag and bald. Randomly. Right. Still sticking with the R.I.P. story. This was Morrison, wasn't it? Was it not Morrison who did the R.I.P.? Oh, it says Paul Dini. I thought the overall thing was Morrison in charge of the R.I.P. I think he might have a separate title, or maybe he did Batman. I'm not too sure. But I wasn't that keen on the blinking R.I.P. Storyline, to be honest. I can be honest. It didn't make much sense. Right, Faces of Evil, Hush. That's another character I thought was widely overrated. And a storyline I thought was massively overrated, that Hush storyline. Sometimes I hate when they completely change things up. Like they retcon something and then suddenly it's got to have always been there. Like Court of Owls. Those Court of Owls suddenly go all the way back to, you know, the history of Gotham, and they've always been there, and it's like suddenly it's have to be written in, and like Hush is suddenly invented as being his friend from when he was, you know, a boy kind of thing. And it's just like, oh, that's rubbish. I just don't like that whole trope of creating whole new characters and basing them in their history kind of thing. It's like, you know, bringing someone new who's new in the world. Batman's never met them before, doesn't know them. So it's just like it's a tired thing of bringing something in and it's apparently always been there and we've never heard about it before. It's like, oh, it's my friend from who I've been friends with for years, and it's like, okay, if you say so. Anyway, I just think it's rubbish. I don't think it's a great literary device, let's put it that way. Alright, 7 years ago, I think we got, I just noticed actually, Batwoman's taken over the title. Of course, because Batman's dead, isn't he? Batman's dead! Although he was never dead. I don't understand how he wasn't dead. He was hit by the Omega beams of Darkseid at one point. I'm sure it was in this story. I was hit by the Omega beams and somehow he went back in time after being hit by the Omega. That's not how the Omega beams work. They absolutely decimate you and disintegrate you and turn you into a pile of ash. Pretty sure that it sends you back in time. And it was, yeah. So the whole thing with Batwoman was a bit weird as well, because like suddenly she was supposed to have been around for ages, and like she had a relationship with Renee Montoya, the Questioner, went back for years. And it's like, well, first time she's mentioned, and suddenly she's a feature from her history. And I don't know, sometimes the way characters are mashed together a bit, you know, there's other people in the world. Every character hasn't got to be connected. You know, it's like that whole bloody Gotham PD thing when Renee becomes the Question and her partner Crispus Allen becomes the Spectre. It's like, bloody hell, it's a bit close to home here. And then it turns out that Batwoman's her ex-girlfriend. It's like, okay, right. They sort of push the realm of believability right out the window. Right. Bit of Joker action. Looks like they're fighting in a fun house of mirrors. Nice. This might be a Jock cover. I see Jock done the art inside, so this could be a Jock cover. He does have a strange style, doesn't he? Kind of quite an inventive kind of style, I'd say. 874. Batman Incorporated is being created around this time. That's where he's got like characters from different cities around the world sort of enveloped in his Batman family. Was it Batwing? Was someone called Batwing or Nightwing? No, it was already Nightwing, but I'm sure there was something like that. And there was Midnight Runner or something like that. It was a Parisian parkour enthusiast. I remember vaguely him being drawn into the fold. But this is towards the end of my collecting and probably towards the end of my caring, to be honest. Yeah, these are the last ones that I collected on a monthly basis. Is the last one. Skeleton Key, Scott Snyder 879. Oh, this is this one goes for a fair bit of wedge now. People like that one. Well, yeah, lucky I managed to collect that one before I stopped collecting. I think if I'd stopped just the one before, I would have been a bit annoyed, wouldn't I? Right, 881. Right, we've got some annuals now. Detective Comics annuals. Oh, actually, I don't need to open that up. Number 1. I'm not going to take him out of the bag because this battery is really nearly dead. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Bag's a bit crinkly. Right, number 5 is Eclipso, The Darkness Within. But number 6 I don't have here. I think number 6 is the Bloodlines, and that's in a box with all the Bloodlines comics. Number 7, I've got a 10 on cover slings for this once, I think. I think I've got a 10, it might have been a 9. There was all complaining about his costume being too flamboyant. Year 1, Detective Comics. Legends of the Dead Earth, is it? Legends of the Dead Earth. This is the Pulp Heroes year. The Warrior Breed, My Greatest Adventure. It says down the side. Number 11. Right, we've got a Batman annual, but Batman annual number 27. Don't know why I've got that in there like that. I think they crossed over together, actually. Yeah, if you look at the stories, there's actually connecting covers as well. But I can't bother to get out to show you. But that's why they went together, because they're a crossover, connecting covers. Why is Detective Comics Annual only on number 11 and Batman Annuals is on 27? They started Batman annuals before or something. Right, here's another Detective Annual number 12. Right, then we got a little story. One-off. Batman in Barcelona, Dragon's Night. Right, a little 4-parter, I believe. Kevin Smith. Batman Cacophony. Is this the one with onomatopoeia? I'll have to check that out because I might use this one for cover slingers if it's the one with onomatopoeia because it's quite a cool cover. Right, nearly at the end. Right, Batman Battle for the Cowl. This is after Batman was seemingly dead. I don't remember there being a battle exactly. I don't understand why it was Battle of the Cowl. It was like who's going to take over from Batman, and I can't remember what the story was. Why there was a battle for it even. Right, the last little package of comics. On the back we've got milk. Oh no, we're out of battery. Ah! Until next time, have an amazing day and may all your news be good news. Have a great amazing day. I'll have a great amazing day. Have a great amazing day. I hope you have a great amazing day.